so many things that are associated with the Holocaust. And when you're in Israel, and anyone who has ever been in Israel who spreads the word never again, the thought is that we must never ever forget what happened then. And we are reminded in so many different ways. Mona Golabek has written The Children of Williston Lane.
Perfect.
And Amy Cohn is the U.S. Holocaust Memorial Museum representative in Washington, D.C. April the 8th begins a special week throughout the United States and also here in Phoenix. Amy, tell us about April 8th.
Yes. Here in Phoenix, we call it Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Remembrance. In Washington, D.C., associated with the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum, we call it Days of Remembrance. And this year, we will be honoring the survivors, and they will be receiving the Elie Wiesel honor this year.
And Mona, you are participating in a very special way because you're telling the story of your family.
Right, specifically really of my mother. She was a refugee, a child prodigy in Vienna, a young girl, about 14, 13 years old, who had a dream to become a concert pianist. And she would always tell me, many, many years later, when I was born as a child, when she taught me the piano, the story of her life through the music that she loved. And I would, in these piano lessons, hear about a train ride. I would hear about mysterious characters on a street called Williston Lane. And I thought, what is this story all about? Many, many years later, I was engaged to play the Grieg piano concerto. And that's the piece she always told me about that she dreamed of making her debut in. So I thought, wow, I want to tell her story. I thought if I could get a book published, if I could get a film made, I could inspire so many young people, specifically young people, to powerful messages. What do you hold on to in the darkest of times when you're challenged? And the more important question, what's our purpose on earth? Because this is a story of man's humanity to man. It's the story of a nation that opened its heart and soul to 10,000 Jewish refugee children who would have died had they not found refuge in England.
And Amy, Mona tells the story, plays the story, and presents the story to children and adults in her own unique and special way. But do you find that it's difficult to get the attention of contemporary children? Because we're talking about still World War II.
Yes, well, that's what's so important today, and that's where the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum comes in. We partnered together with 4 local organizations: Phoenix Holocaust Survivors Association, Generations After, Scottsdale Community College, and Jewish Community Foundation. And they were making plans for a community read and to bring Mona Golabek to town to perform. And they reached out to the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum because it's not enough to just place thousands of books in classrooms for children to read. They understand that it must be put into the larger context of Holocaust history. So the museum came in and facilitated a teacher training so that we could provide the materials and resources to the teachers to take back to their classrooms, teach them about the Kindertransport and relative Holocaust history, and with a focus on the children of Williston Lane.
What about the children in Phoenix and their parents and grandparents? What do we need to know about this presentation here?
So the presentation for the community is going to be happening at the Scottsdale Center for Performing Arts. And Mona is also going to be performing shows at Red Mountain High School on Tuesday. The show at Scottsdale Center for Performing Arts will be held on Wednesday at 7 p.m.
And the schedule and all of the information is available to you, as always, with our guests at aztv.com. If you ever paid attention, pay attention now, because it's a memory that you don't want anyone to lose. This is Pat McMahon on the Arizona Daily Mix.
So one of my